when I came to this path of spirituality, I was just a little boy. My parents used to visit my master Bhagavan, and at that time I was like 17 years old, 16, 17 years old. I had a dream of going to the Indian Army. So whenever we used to study, whenever I used to study, my mother used to sit along with me to study. But as he was going to Bhagavan, as she was visiting Bhagavan, I found her, always in meditation, always in this like she was absent. So that at that point that broke my heart. I felt very sad that I'm losing my mother. So one day when, because Bhagavan was our neighbor, one day I found him and we were sitting and discussing something. I asked him, "What do you do here? What is going on?" Bhagavan said that we are searching truth. I asked him, "What is truth?" So he said that anything which exists is truth. Anything which is happening is truth. If you speak the truth, then you don't need any austerity. You will feel God. You will know you will know that absolute truth, absolute God or absolute truth, whatever you say, absolute power. So I thought that this is not possible for me to speak the truth at that point, like I was 16, 17 years old. I told him it's not possible for me to speak the truth always. I sometimes I lie. But when I came home, I felt like, let me try. So what I did was, I did not speak lies. I could not speak truth many times. But I did not lie. So I stopped lying. So in this way, life was going on. One day, when I was studying, I was feeling very sad. I could not study. So I went out like this, we had a space in front of our house. I was just moving around. Suddenly I saw Bhagavan. Bhagavan was our neighbor. Bhagavan was meditating. And there was another person meditating in his feet, who is now the vice president of our organization. That scene attracted me so much that I ran to his place. Bhagavan was meditating, and another person, Pradipta, he was also meditating. And I was watching at them, beautiful. It was such a nice scene to me. I was watching it. Bhagavan opened his eyes and he said, "Why are you here? That day you said that you cannot speak the truth. Why are you here?" So I said that, "Yes, that day I told you that I cannot speak the truth. But I'm practicing to speak the truth." The moment I said this, Bhagavan jumped at me and hugged me. "Yes, this is what I need. This is what I need. You should practice. You cannot do it in one day. At least you should practice." And the way he was loving me, I was feeling that maybe I have come like, I'm a topper in the board examination, like this was the feelings. Truth, speaking the truth is so important. Speaking the truth is so important and so useful. This I realized from Bhagavan. Speaking the truth. And then slowly this journey started. Unconsciously, I didn't know that my journey had already started, spiritual journey. One day Bhagavan came to my house and said that we are going to celebrate Buddha's birthday. You give a lecture on Buddha. I did not know anything about Buddha. I bought a book from the bookstore about Buddha, and I studied that. And on the day of that Buddha Purnima, that is the birth anniversary of Buddha, I gave a speech on Buddha. After my speech, Bhagavan started to speak. That was the first time that I was listening to a spiritual discourse, a spiritual speech. I was so mesmerized by the words of Bhagavan, the way he was presenting Buddha, the way he was talking, I was so attracted towards him. I was thinking that Buddha is a human being. He's a human being. How can he become like this kind of enlightened person? Buddha was referred to as God incarnate. So a living being, how can he become this God incarnate? So after the speech, after Bhagavan's speech and after the program, I went to Bhagavan and said that if I bring my school friends, because I thought that this kind of speech, everybody should listen. At least, the boys of my school, my friends, they should listen this. So I told him, if I bring my friends, will you say the same thing? This same speech. He said, you bring your friends, I will talk about Swami Vivekananda. So I brought all my friends to Bhagavan, and he started to talk. Slowly, I felt that while I was listening to him, I felt that I could not keep my eyes open. My eyes were slowly closing. I felt that I should close my eyes and just be like this, And then Bhagavan said that you have started the world of spirituality. What is spirituality? Spirituality means a journey from an individual soul to the universal soul. Swami Vivekananda has said that spirituality is not a journey from Kolkata to Kailash. That is, we go in pilgrimages. There's no pilgrimage. If you go on pilgrimages, that is not a journey. It is a journey from a brute man to Buddha man. When you are completely brute, you don't know anything. You are completely unaware about this consciousness, about this divinity within you. We are all divine. Each soul is potentially divine. Everybody is divine. You are divine. But we don't know. We are unaware about that. So, it says that it's a journey from a brute man to Buddha man. A brute man only knows his own interests. He's only worried about his body, his own interest, his own security. What are his needs, his desires? He doesn't care about any other thing. But from there is a journey slowly. A journey happens. Like we say that we are living, we are this life. We do not know that this life we are also undergoing a journey slowly. Everybody has to come to that consciousness. Everybody has to come to that divinity. And we are all moving towards the divinity, knowingly or unknowingly. So this divinity is always within you. The goal of life is to manifest this divinity. So to manifest this divinity, you need to know that you are divine. We don't know that we are divine. We know that we are a human being. We are an individual soul. We are this body. This is what we know. And after some time, this body will be, body will be in the grave. But no, this is not truth. There is more about you which you don't know. You have to discover yourself. So spirituality means self-discovery. You have to know who you are. How to discover yourself? It says you need to ask it, question it, desire it. There is no other way. Whenever we talk about spirituality, we think that we need to meditate, we need to do very hardships, we need to do hard austerities. No. Spirituality is not about hardship. Spirituality is about an inquiry, a desire to know. When you have this desire to know, then you will see that, the worldly desires that you have, these worldly desires are very, very futile. Like we see the wave, big waves. When you go to the ocean, we see huge waves. These huge waves are because of small waves. All the small waves, joined together, they form this big wave. In this way, the desire to know the self, the desire to know the divinity within you, the desire to know that you have God within you, within your heart. God is not in the heaven. There is no heaven. Your heart is the heaven. God is there. So when you have this desire, then what happens? These desires of this world, these needs, these wants, I need this, I need that. If you see it very clear, very, very carefully, you will see whatever we desire, after some time, it doesn't have any value. Things that we need now, they are so intense. These desires are so intense, it's so powerful. We need it now. But after some time, these needs becomes very, useless to us. If you see, when you were a child, you had a desire for a doll. If you are not given that doll or a car, small car or anything, you are very sad. But today, where are they? It's like a dream. When you were a child, you had friends. And if you don't see those friends, you'll be very sad. But today you don't see them at all. You don't know where they are. Everything appears to be a dream. Just think about your childhood. Your friends, your school, your needs, your wishes. Everything seems so childish, so false. In the same way, whatever is important to you now, after some time, you will see they will also become futile. So in this way, if you see the world, the whole life becomes useless. At the end of the life, when a person is at the end of a life, if you ask him, how was your life? He will say, I did not get anything in my life. I've only worked, but I did not receive anything. So, are you going to say the same thing? When you leave this world, are you also going to say the same thing? That I've just worked, I've worked hard, but I have not received anything. There are sages who are completely, satisfied with their life. There are another set of people who are very satisfied about their life, who have completed their life and they are waiting to go. When a person dies, have you seen him? Have you seen any person who is dying? Have you seen a dying person? You will see the person is so scared to leave. tries to hold him, he tries to hold this, hold that. Why is doing this? He lived his entire life. He knows that now it's time to go, but still he does not want to go. Why? Because he is so scared. He does not know where to go. He does not know his next step. And that is why he is scared. Do you also want to become scared? Or you want to die, like a hero? Knowing that there is no death. There is no death. It is just passing into another realm of reality. This is a reality. This reality is, it's called Indriya Grajya Jagat. That is, this reality is your sensual reality of your senses. Whatever you see, these are brought to you by your eyes. There are many things that the eyes does not see. They are not real to you. Like, in between you and me, there are a lot of microorganisms which are moving. Some microorganisms are, bigger than us, but we don't see them. Because we don't see them, we don't have their existence. We think that they don't have any existence. In the same way, there are many sounds which we don't hear. We hear only that sound which my ears can hear. There are many sounds that my ear does not hear. And I think that they don't exist. They exist. This ultraviolet rays, ultraviolet sound, what are they? They're there. We don't hear it. So this reality is actually the reality of our senses. It is not the actual reality. This is what my senses show me. And I believe this is true. What is the truth? If you really want to know the truth, you need to go beyond your senses. You need to develop yourself in such a way that you can see what your eyes cannot see. You can hear what your ears cannot hear. You can touch, you can feel what your ears cannot feel. In the same way, we also know with our mind. We feel things. We know things with our mind also. So this reality of this world is not only of the senses, it is also of the mind. So here also is the same thing. Whatever my mind shows me, I think that is real. So if I want to know the reality, I have to go beyond my mind. What is that? What is that? Where is this? Where is that point which is beyond mind? What is that? That is the self, which is beyond mind. Now, how can I go beyond my mind? You have that energy, you have that power, you have that capacity, you have that strength within you, but you are unaware about that. When you come to a master, the master tells you about those qualities. When a person comes to the master, like, we see that Ashtavakra came to Janak. Janak came to Ashtavakra. Janak is the disciple and the master is Ashtavakra. Janak came to his master to know the truth. What is the truth? Tell me. How can I know the truth? How can I know this knowledge? How can I be liberated? So his master says that if you really want to be liberated, you have to practice these attributes. There are attributes which we are not aware of, or we are aware of but we don't practice them. These attributes, what are those attributes? You have to love everybody. Today, when we are talking about Bhagavad Gita in that ashram, there we saw that Lord Krishna is saying that a person who wants to know this knowledge, how does he know this knowledge? he sees everybody to be the same. For him, everybody, everything is the same. He practices sameness. So love means when you see everybody to be your own. When you practice sameness. Here sameness means when you see somebody else, you see that that person is also me. So these feelings of oneness, these feelings of oneness is called love. So the first quality which you need to know the self is love. Then kindness. Kindness. What is kindness? To feel the pain of others. There is a story about Sharda Ma. You know, when we see people suffering, we think that we cannot do anything because we don't have the resource. Sharda Ma showed us a way by which we can heal people. How did she heal people? She had a disciple, a woman disciple, who used to visit her every day. For some time, she saw that this disciple was not coming. She was absent in the satsangs. So one day she asked, where is that disciple? So they inquired and said that the only son of that lady has died. She is very sad, and that is why she is not coming. One day, Sharda Devi, she went into the house of that disciple. This woman, this lady. The lady, after seeing Sharda Ma, was crying like anything. Ma, my only son is dead. My only son is dead. And Sharda Ma was watching this. Suddenly, Sharda Ma also started to cry. Cry in this pain. The pain that she was feeling. And the cry, these tears, they grew and grew in, up to that point where, Sharda Ma was crying more than the mother. The mother was crying, but Sharda Ma was crying more than her mother, that mother, that lady. Seeing this, the lady started to feel peace. She said, Ma, please don't cry. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm happy now. I'm feeling peace. So this is a story which has actually changed my life. Whenever we think about healing people, doing good to people, we think about money, resources, but money and resources is not the key. The key is feelings. Do you feel the pain of that person? Can you feel the pain? If you feel the pain, then you have healed that person. You have healed that person. So here it says kindness means feel the pain of everybody. You will see the pain of that person is gone. Then forgiveness. Whenever we talk about forgiveness, we say that we have forgiven somebody. I forgive you. But forgiveness means to acceptance. It is not something which you give. It is something which you receive. Forgiveness is nothing to give, to give. It is something you receive. What do you receive? You receive that person. The imperfection of that person. The mistake of that person. You accept it as your own. This is not her mistake or his mistake. It is my mistake. This is called forgiveness. Bhagavan is to say that if you can forgive people, you will become Lord Shiva. Just by forgiving. If you can accept, forgiving means acceptance, total acceptance. If you can have this total acceptance, then you will become Lord Shiva. Like Lord Shiva, a god, the god of knowledge. Shiva means god of knowledge. All the scriptures in India are told by Shiva. The Vedas, the Upanishads, Puranas, Mahabharata, Ramayana, everything has been, said by Shiva. So if you can, forgive, then you become like Shiva. Then contentment. Always be content with yourself. Always be happy with yourself. Never think that you are inferior. You have a crisis. Never think that. Whatever you have, be happy with that. Whatever condition you are in, always be happy with that condition. Contentment. And truthfulness. Truthfulness means speaking the truth. But when we speak the truth, we actually hurt others. Many times. Many times we speak the truth and, people are hurt. So it says that, speaking the truth, if you speak the truth, it should not harm others. Speak that truth which does not harm others. When others can be benefited by you. Most of the time, we speak the truth to harm others, to hurt others. No, don't do this. These are the qualities. He says, these are the qualities which you need to practice as a nectar of life. Then only you can attain self-realization. You can attain peace, you can attain bliss, you can attain divinity. You can attain divinity. You will know that I am the divine. I am not this body. I am not this human body, this physical body. I am the divine. Shoham, Shoham. I am that. I am that. So this knowing, to know this, you have come. You have come in this world to know this. If you know this, then your birth is successful. If you don't know this, if you go without knowing this, that you are the self, you are that consciousness, then you have to come again. You have to start again. You have to start again. So the goal of life is to know who you are. So know the self. So we will practice some meditation. Because it is meditation by which our mind becomes calm. Why do you have so many, why our mind is so impatient? Because, we cannot make it calm. We cannot, bring the mind under control. So to bring the mind under control, we need to practice meditation every day. If you meditate, if you teach a very small child how to meditate, then his entire life is saved from frustration, anxiety, depression, from all this mental illness which we see. We see mental illness here, in the West, you can see it very, very clearly. You can save people by this, by teaching them how to meditate. So before meditation means concentration. Concentration at one point, that is one pointed concentration or one pointed focus. How can we have this one pointed focus? First of all, everybody breathe very slowly. Breathe very slowly. Breathe in and breathe out very slowly for 11 times. Very slowly. Be very relaxed. Be very relaxed. Just breathe in and breathe out. Now think about somebody whom you love, the image of that person in your heart. Bring the image of that person in your heart. Close your eyes and watch that image.